This model kit review is of the Dodge Viper RT10. It's by AMT and it is a 1/25th scale model. It's a very nice box art. This looks like a photograph of the real car. Here's another picture of the car from the back. Some details here about the actual car. There's the same one. Here's some other pictures here. And pictures of the inside. So let's have a look at what we've got inside the box here. And this is an old kit. But let's have a look at it and see what we've got. So there's our windshield, got molded in windshield wipers, and the headliner there. That's our sun visor. Here we've got some tires, and we've got some wide rear ones, some skinny ones for the front, and I'm hoping we have to cut that out in the middle. We've got some nice tire tread there. Over here we've got our rear brake lights. We've got some, looks like our front headlights there. That's very well molded. Over here we've got our chrome. Let's have a look at that. And I actually like that chrome. It has a very nice finish to it. There are side mirrors and rear view mirror, but that's very nicely molded and has very nice chrome finish. Okay, so next we have our body, and that's very nicely molded. Look at that. Got some little mold lines here that need to be sanded out, but otherwise very nicely molded. Good recessed lines, exhaust parts there, and then there is the hood, and that'll sit there kind of like that on the inside. So that's very nicely molded. Got some nice detail there, and on the inside there. It's an unusual plastic. Doesn't feel like the usual AMT plastic, or more like Airfix plastic. Here's our chassis with parts of our suspension there. Got one of the door cards there. We've got some seats, very nicely molded. Nothing on the back. Hopefully we've got some rear parts of the seats. If not, we'll have to fill that. Got our you can see here our handbrake and steering column, pedal box. Molding quality is really good on most of these pieces. And then our foot boxes there. There is the rear part of the interior. Looks like this one fell off. This is the other door card there. Now over here we've got our front bumper and rear. Some really nice quality molding there. Looks like probably that might be our front splitter. Go underneath the bumper there. And hood hinges there to have the hood up. And we've got some discs there with brake pads. It looks like a anti-roll bar, sway bar, some wheel hubs. We've got some more A-arms. There's our steering rack there. And radiator, brake booster there. There's the other side of it. And then radiators, fans. But quite nicely molded actually. Over here we've got the floor pan with the other parts of the chassis there. Top part of the A-arm for the front suspension. And looks like that's going to go underneath. These parts have all fallen off. And these are the wheel wells. There. All nicely molded. Over here we've got some exhaust parts there, more wheel parts, and steering wheel, lights, and that is our dashboard. Now over here is the enormous engine with the transmission there, more engine parts, exhaust manifold, belts and pulleys. There's our valve covers and intake across the top there, more suspension parts there. Really, that's a great level of detail. Here are our decals. Like I said, this is old. These are a little sticky, probably had some moisture at some point. Ordering information for the Viper and engine assembly. So, sub-assembly, this shows you how to assemble part of it. This is for the engine. And all those details then are put together. Here are the wheels and tires. And then we've got a whole bunch of details about the actual car that probably nobody's ever going to look at. So let's have a look at our other instructions here. So we've got some details here about the car. And let's have a look at our instruction sheet here. So it says do subassembly 1, and which is our rear differential, and then we're going to put that onto the chassis with the trunk insert. We've got our front, sorry, these are rear axles. We're going to put the radiator and the subframe onto the chassis there. Next we're going to mount the engine. You have to build the engine first, and then our front suspension. We're going to put the exhaust pipes on, and then we're going to put the wheel wells on, as well as the coilovers. Here's the interior. We're going to do the let's see here, we should have those on decals, but I didn't see any. So we've got our instrument panel there. That's the back of the interior there with our central console. Putting the rest of it together, including the door cards, and then putting that all inside the body. Now if you want to have it open like that, you can do the roll bar that way. Then you're going to put the body onto the chassis, put our front bumpers on there, windshield. Put some additional details here on the engine bay. Then we put all the rear parts onto the bumper, brake lights and mirrors and so on onto the body. And then front hood and lights. So there are it's the paint and decal guide. Not a lot of decals there. Here are the decals here, and I don't see any ones for the instrument panel. But overall, that's a very nice model kit, even though it's an old one. Some very nice parts, very well molded, and that'll be a great model.